Hi everybody. Today I had this urge to make a review of the Filofax Lockwood Pocket Slim, which I bought a few days ago, having seen it and being unable to resist it. And it has some advantages and it has some problems. So I felt the need to let you know about it. I bought this as an alternative to my Filofax Mini Finchley. Here is the Finchley, this is the Lockwood. As you can see, this is my Finchley is used or was used as a wallet and contains my someday maybe lists so that I could make my daily to-do list portable. Normally it's in an A5. I couldn't take that with me, when I was gardening or whatever. This one I could fit into my pocket. And also it could be used as a wallet because it has a notes sleeve around the outside, which was ideal. The Lockwood is slightly larger, as you can see, just slightly larger there, and it's also slightly thinner, but it is slightly thinner. This is the slim version of the Lockwood. It's slightly thinner because it doesn't have the place to put banknotes. And it looks a bit thicker now because I filled it up and taken things out of the Finchley. I like the colour. The person I was with when I bought it said it looked like goose poo. Well, each to his own. Personally, I think it's fine. I've never been very fussy about leather quality or whatever. This one works for me. And at first glance, to me, it's well designed, but there are some problems, and we'll look at some more of those later. I read a review online when somebody who said that it's the problem with this is that they had is that the front and the back are absolutely identical. So he spent his day going back, turning it over, because he was never knew when he opened it which side was the correct side. There are clues, of course. The Filofax logo there, and the pen loop, which is on the back board. But I see I see what he means. One of the bad things about this, a real shame, if they had left this is sewn closed, presumably to make this thinner. Save leather and make this thinner. If they had opened this up and made a pocket on the outside, it would be absolutely perfect. Unfortunately, they didn't. That's a real shame. I would prefer if it was open. It's a mischance, in my view. On the inside, they only have one pocket for credit cards. I think that's good. I have never liked organisers which have a lot of cards for credit cards, probably because I don't carry cards in my organisers at all. I only carry business cards. I carry my credit cards in the Secrid, which is very compact, very easy, and very safe. So I don't use the credit card slits. So I tend to prefer organisers that don't have them. This one slit, which can also be used to put a notebook into, like a Flix small notepad, I can use for business cards instead of, or you can use it for credit cards, of course. But it is like all of the pockets on this organiser. It is very tight, so I can only get a small number of cards, 5 I have in there, a small number of credit cards. It will probably loosen over time, and I have a few more in this pocket too, but they're quite tight. So we have one sleeve here, we have a sleeve here that goes underneath the front, and we have a sleeve here that goes underneath the back. This is quite useful for me because in Germany we have to theoretically carry around an ID, and for some weird reason Germans don't accept driving license, which are credit card size, as ID. So I have to carry a different document, and that does not fit into the Finchley. It does fit into this. So in that respect, this is quite useful. Other than that, I just have my someday maybe list, as I did have before. If you saw my previous video, you'd seen that I have a system for making my daily tasks portable, which is basically an A7 piece of paper, which I write down what I need to do when I'm away from my desk. I scrub it out as I do it, and at the end of the day, I can throw it away, and I'm on to the next day. The disadvantage with the Finchley was that because I'm a out of sight, out of mind kind of person, when I use the Finchley, it always pings closed. So for that reason, I had to put this on the top like this, which made it awkward to carry with me, because of course it would get a little bit scrunched up, and also because it's an uneven surface on the Finchley, so writing on here was a bit of a problem. I have to take it off, make a note, put it back on again. The advantage of the Lockwood, well, I made this little, just some thick cardstock here, or paper stock, from another organizer. I made a little sleeve here, which I can just pop this into, and it will stay open. So I can have this open on my desk, so I can see what I have to do. I also, because it's a flat behind, I can write on here, I can scrub things out as I finish with them, therefore I don't have that, and I can easily take it with me. So I don't have this problem I had with the Finchley in terms of let's say portability. I also have made a little pocket here for my cash, because I don't have a cash holder here, so I'm not sure really how to resolve that. The 50 euro notes pop out at the top here, and the 20 euro notes do too. I'll probably end up removing them from the Lockwood and putting them in the secretary. If you look at the secretary, which is where my credit cards are, they have a little thing at the back here where you can put notes and take that with you, and that's probably just as good a solution for me as having them in my Lockwood. So that will probably be what happens. You can theoretically, you can fold these up if you want to and put them into the pockets. Now, as somebody who's worked in I had my own restaurant, and I disliked intensely people giving me folded up notes, because they had to be unfolded and checked and sorted before I could put them into the cash register. So I know from both ends they're a pain to fold up and they're a pain to unfold at the end, so I prefer not to do that. So that's why I don't do that at all. Now, at the moment I'm liking this, but I have one huge problem with this, and it's a huge problem always with Filofax, and I really wish Filofax would actually listen to the feedback they're getting, because although I very often buy Filofax, I think that I'm getting to the stage where this may be the last one, because they simply, either they have a problem with design or they have a problem with manufacture. I get the impression that they do not prototype what they have designed, and my real problem with this is that, again, the pen loop. They have put the pen loop in such a way that when you have a pen in there, you can no longer close the Lockwood, because the paper will not go down the side of the pen. It's squashed up. All they needed to do was move the pen 1 millimeter to the right, and to increase the size of these outside things by 1 millimeter each, and so that the pen in total was 2 millimeters away from where it is now, and it would have fitted perfectly. They haven't done this. It's like they've designed something, didn't make a prototype, didn't test it in reality, and that is such a shame, because I like them, but it's ridiculous. And it's always the same. This was the flyleaf from the Heritage. If people know the Heritage, I use the Heritage, but this pen loop is so badly designed, because whatever you do, it's either going to malform the flyleaf it's on, and the pen has to go either above or below because of the way that they have sewn this 5mm away from the edge instead of between the two parts of the leather. And I get the impression this is probably a manufacturing error which they haven't bothered to correct. And the same applies to actually to the Finchley. The pen loop in this one has no elastic, so any pen of any size smaller than this, which is most of them are, will simply drop through. So I had to put in a lifetime elastic to resolve that. And this is such a very basic thing, so it's such a shame. I've seen other people reviewing it and saying there's a problem with the pen loop. I really wish Filofax would sort themselves out and do something about it. Anyway, that's my review of the Filofax Lockwood Pocket Slim. I hope it was useful to you. I'll see how it goes over time, see how much I use it, but at the moment I'm quite enjoying it apart from the pencil issue. That's it then. Hope you find it useful and have a good day. Bye.